Good morning, everyone. My name is Zhang. I'm currently in my second year of pursuing PhD at Ocean University of China under the supervision of Zhang and Bo. It's my great honor to present here. Today, I'm going to talk about seasonal pattern of benthic foraminifera phosphate storage in coastal tidal flood. As we all know, phosphorus is essential for all marine life and the most bioavailable form dissolved inorganic phosphate or DIP, serve as the most essential nutrient for sustaining the functional dynamics of marine organisms and regulating the primary productivity of the ocean. The marine benthic boundary layer is a key interface for material exchange, and it's an active zone for phosphorus biogeochemical transformations like adsorption, desorption, precipitation, etc. And the phosphorus of global coastal water comes from river input, atmospheric deposition, oceanic exchange, and the benthic boundary layer. And from the figure, we can see benthic boundary layer is the largest source of phosphorus of global coastal water. Which is 20 folds of river input. Therefore, benthic boundary layer is very important for the oceanic phosphorus cycling and budget. Benthic foraminifera are unicellular eukaryotic organisms that are widely distributed in the benthic boundary layer. We know it because they are recorder of time, past time, climate, temperature, dissolved oxygen, etc. Now, many studies have shown they are not just so much of the time consumer capsule. They are actively involved in what's happening now. For example, studies have shown some species can perform denitrification under anoxic conditions, and this significantly impacts marine nitrogen cycle. This makes us wonder if foraminifera can do something with nitrogen. Are they an important part in phosphorus cycle? A recent study has shown foraminifera can accumulate phosphate in their cells, and their cellular DIP concentration can reach up to 2 to 3 orders of magnitude higher than ambient pore water. And this is not a single phenomenon. It can be found from intertidal zones to the deep sea, and the foraminifera DIP storage can buffer riverine phosphorus input and mitigate coastal eutrophication and possibly link to phosphoride formation. So we now know that forms can accumulate phosphorus within their cells. Does this phenomenon also occur along China's coast? What's the pattern of this accumulation, and how does it change with seasons? So our first goal is to require the foraminifera DIP storage. So we need to know foraminifera DIP concentration, their test volume, and the abundance. The sediment samples was taken from the intertidal zone of Jiaozhou Bay, China, and we divided it into 3 subsamples. One sample was to determine the abundance and the test volume. One sample was to determine the foraminifera DIP concentration, and the last sample was to determine the pore water DIP storage. So let's move on to the results and discussion. About the abundance, we can see their test morphologies from Jiaozhou Bay. They are from 3 orders, 6 families, 10 genera, and 16 species. And figure 6 shows the seasonal foraminifera abundance and environmental parameters in Jiaozhou Bay. In spring, they have the highest abundance, and there are totally 6 dominant species in Jiaozhou Bay, and each season has 2 to 3 dominant species. And we can see the dominant species can simply divided into 2 shapes. As for the volume of foraminifera, we established the major X length and their volume relationship. And from the figure, we can say we can divide it into two shapes. The dominant from the first basis is the two primary morphologies. One is prolate spheroid. We can think about the American football, and the oblate spheroid. We can think about the hamburger shape. And the mega-X length and volume show a good relationship. As for the concentration, we measured their concentration. We can see the y-axis. The unit is millimole per liter, and we know that per water DIP concentration usually unit in micromole per liter. So the intracellular concentrations exceeding those in surrounding per water by 4 to 5 orders of magnitude. And the test volume and the intracellular DIP concentration showed a strong negative exponential relationship. When the volume are higher than 1 to the 10 to the power of 7, their volume tend to be stable. We divided them into 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and autumn. We can say that winter, spring has different pattern of from summer and autumn, and they showed a significant difference. In winter and spring, they have different colors represents the different spaces, and the size represents the volume. And the winter spring showed a lower DIP concentration and a smaller concentration range, and but larger volume than summer and autumn. And their test volume and intracellular DIP concentration also showed a good relationship among seasons. So we know about the abundance, volume, and concentration of IMBeR. We can calculate their DIP storage as shown in figure 9. From the figure, we can see in Jiaozhou Bay, DIP storage in unit wet sediment is 5 to 45 times that in pore water. And we know that they are not just storage units, they are active players. So uptake and release, these tiny organisms can fluctuate local DIP concentrations on seasonal or even shorter time scales. It means that DIP levels around them can change quite a bit. So forums are really playing an active role in phosphorus cycling. So to sum up, Forum-Miaomiao can have a strong ability of DIP enrichment, and their storage pattern showed a negative exponential relationship between test volume and the intracellular DIP concentration. Forum-Miaomiao DIP storage are higher, demonstrating their critical role in marine phosphorus cycling. Further understanding of their complex biological regulation should be enhanced in the future. This would eventually provide a meaningful theoretical basis for understanding the biogeochemical cycling of phosphorus. That's so much about my presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Miaomiao, for the talk. Are there any questions in the room?
Thanks very much for the very nice talk. I was just wondering, do you think that you might explain why the Forum-Miaomiao, could concentrate phosphorus?
There are some little studies show the Forum-Miaomiao have the p-poly is phosphorus, polyphosphorus. They can they have this p-poly to do some life activity.
Okay, if that's the case, is it unique to Forum-Miaomiao or other classifying organisms? Do they have this mechanism in their shells or cells, maybe. I don't.
Yes, some creatures also have phosphorus in their cells, not in their shells, and but not all the creatures live in the basic boundary layer, and not all the creatures is high abundance.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
basic foraminifera are important.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Well, actually, a short follow-up question. So, does the from most of the phosphorus from the water column or from the pore water?
I think both. Because it lives in sediment water interface, so it can take up phosphorus from anywhere, from water and pore water sediment. Both are all are impossible, I think.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.